In the heart of Saxtons River, Vermont, you will find the beautiful Saxtons River Inn. Built in 1903, over the years, it has offered lodging for visitors of all types. In this episode of Eager to Know, I'm excited to share a tour of the Saxtons River Inn and a conversation with its newest owners, the Saunders family. I am an artist living in beautiful Vermont, USA, and I have a lot of questions. So I engage the minds of the people that I meet. Poets, writers, artists. I explore what's inside and share it with you. My name is Ricky McGeckran, and I am eager to know.
Hey, Rick.
Hey there, how are you?
Good, how are you? Come on in.
Doing great. Who do we have here?
This is Carter,
Hey Carter.
Cole, my wife Susan.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Welcome to the Saxtons River Inn.
Thank you. I am really excited. I'm very curious because I've been seeing all of the work that you've been doing on the outside, on the inside, and people are also asking a lot of questions. They want to know, they just have a lot of questions. So I'm hoping that I can get a tour so that we can share it with everyone, and then maybe we can sit down and you can answer some of my questions.
That'd be great.
Sounds fun. What do you think? Should we give them a tour? Yeah. All right. What should we do first? You want to show them the parlor? All right. This is the parlor room. This was the first room that we redid here. I say we. It's a family effort. We stripped the carpet in here and refinished the floors, painted, redecorated. Some of the wallpaper was already here, so we kept that. Kind of just freshened the room up. Redid the fireplace, obviously, and so we're still gonna have some dining in here, and then a little lounge area over there. So this was the old bar room that Susan and I used to frequent back in our 20s, which wasn't that long ago. But we decided to convert this into a reception area and make this old bar the new reception desk. So this is where guests will check in, get their room keys, coffee, Wi-Fi, lounge area. This room was, we stripped the wallpaper and painted the ceiling, kind of reworked some of the wood, and yeah, just kind of redid it, freshened it up.
And those windows are extra large.
They are extra large, Rick. That's a good observation. Those are 10 feet wide.
Wait, do you really know that?
I do know that.
Okay.
There's two of them, so there's 20 feet of window there. And yeah, they allow a lot of natural sunlight, which is nice, especially in the morning, because this is southern facing. Welcome to the new bar room. This was the formal dining room, as many of you probably remember, and we decided to redo this space and make it our new bar room. So we started by stripping the wallpaper and painting, and we built this new bar. Again, I say we. It's mostly my father-in-law that does all the work. I take all the credit. And we got these slabs locally here in Saxtons River from a family at the top of Shepherd Lane, and we were able to plane them, sand them, epoxy them, and build a new bar. We can have 10 bar stools here as opposed to the old 4 up front, so that was a big win. And we repurposed what we could from the room. The pattern on the bar was something Susan found online and really liked, so we were able to take the shelving that used to go around the top of the room and rip it up, kind of create that pattern, and that's how we ended up with that.
What kind of dining service are you going to have?
I think we'll start with just dinner, probably like 4 nights a week if I had to venture, I guess. And then if that goes well and we find the time, then maybe we'll be open a few more days a week and then do breakfast. We'll see. Yeah. And this is the courtyard. This is where we'll have some dining. It's also great for private functions. It's a beautiful spot. 3 seasons out of the year.
You want to place them?
Oh, and a baseball and what else? go!
Caleb, whenever I tell anyone that I was doing this interview, they always ask me, what is in the tower? Rick, did you get to go in the tower? So what can you tell everybody about the tower?
What's in the tower? What's in the tower? Just a couple empty rooms, really, Rick. That is, we call that Anna's tower. That's where Anna is going to stay for the summer. It's basically just two empty rooms that, she has this living space, but it's not currently available for rent. It's a room at the end.
But I've been up there and it has a beautiful view.
Beautiful view of the town. You're up really high with the steeples. It's the old blown glass, so you can kind of see the ripples. It's a nice perspective of the town.
Rick, this is room number 2.
This room is incredible.
Oh, thank you.
And you got windows on all 4 sides. I mean, on 4 windows on 2 sides.
Yeah.
It's really spectacular.
Yes, this is a king-size bed. There's also a nice porch out on the side that overlooks the courtyard. All of the guest rooms have their own bathroom, which is nice.
Very, very spacious. Can we go out to the
Oh, you want to see the porch? Of course.
All right, I want to stay here.
Yeah, so this has its own private porch, and then we have one other room that has front porch access, which is also really nice.
Incredible.
It's a good view of Saxtons River.
Caleb and Susan, thank you for hanging out with me today. I finally wore you down.
You sure did.
I've been very persistent. I've been wanting to talk to you guys, to come in and share the inn with everyone. I had seen it, got a sneak preview a couple times, and I was very excited. So I'm very grateful that you allowed us here to film. Why did you decide now is the time?
We appreciate your persistence, that's for sure, Rick. We just thought, we wanted to kind of get the inn kind of in a state where it was we could show it off a little bit, and I think we're there.
Yeah.
And we also kind of wanted to just provide an update to the community, I guess, on where we're at with it, and just kind of show it off a little bit and kind of update the town on things.
Okay, great. Now, for people that are watching this that are not from the area, both of you are from this area. I think you actually grew up right down the street, on this street.
I did. Yeah, I grew up on Main Street in Saxtons River in the late 80s, early 90s, and on 11 Main Street. And so, yeah, I grew up and down this street my whole childhood.
Nice.
I've driven by the inn, been to the inn many a times, so very familiar with it from
you
patrons.
grew up in the area as well.
Yeah, I grew up 5 miles down the road in Bells Falls, and I worked here for a number of years for a few different owners, Averill, Sarah, and Jim and Gary. 3 different owners.
Yeah.
And just spent a lot of time here.
Now, did you ever envision that you would either own an inn or own this inn?
No.
Okay. So this was not part of some grand Saunders plan.
No.
No, not in the least. But very happy we did it.
Yeah.
The opportunity presented itself about 1.5 years ago. Actually, almost 2 years ago.
Almost 2 years ago next week, yeah.
Yeah, on the 4th of July, right here in front of the inn.
Okay.
We were talking with Sarah Campbell, the previous owner, and we were harassing her about opening the inn back up
Because it was closed.
much like we get,
Yeah. We were really looking for a Bloody Mary on the front porch.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
Okay.
Every year, for as long as we can remember, we watch the parade with a Bloody Mary on the front porch.
Okay.
And this year, in particular, we couldn't, and so we were kind of giving her a hard time.
All right.
And she fired back with, "Well, I don't really want to open again, but maybe you would be interested in buying it."
To which I said no.
Okay.
He didn't really mean no. And I knew he didn't really mean no. So Sarah and I think, got together while Caleb was out of town the next week and maybe had a glass of wine and chatted a little more.
Okay.
And we just talked from there, and I really wanted it.
Here we are.
Okay. Now, the idea of owning an inn in Vermont is the absolute dream of many, many people, certainly in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And you're basically living many people's dreams. Have you ever even thought of it in that way? You know, having grown up here, have you even thought about that?
I feel like we're really so thick in the work of it still that
Yeah.
maybe it hasn't hit us in that way. I mean, we know that we're fortunate to be able to do this. And Sarah and the Campbells have provided us like this really great opportunity to be able to own a little piece of Saxtons River. But I don't know that we've like sat down and reflected on how lucky we are.
Yeah.
Really, because we just every day was like, what's the next project?
Of course.
Yeah.
But we know we're lucky in that aspect.
Right.
For sure. Yeah.
To Susan's point, we're just so busy with, well, we both work full time, and we have two young kids. Carter is 2.5, and then Cole is a half.
Yeah.
And so, but between working full time and raising the two boys, and then doing the work here nights and weekends, which is a family and friends effort.
Yeah.
Sometimes like maybe that does get lost on us a little bit, but
so.
it's been a lot of fun, even though it's work.
Yeah.
You're here with friends and family.
Yeah.
You take a break, you jump on the bike, go for a ride around town, cook something in the backyard, go back to work.
Mm-hmm.
Been a lot of fun.
So this obviously was not on the plan that you all had for yourselves or for your family.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a bit of a departure from a plan. It is probably somewhat of a risk. Why? What is it about you that makes you open to that? I mean, a lot of people would be presented with an opportunity like this where it is somewhat of a risk, but it's a adventure and a departure, and they'd be like, no, I'm not going to do that. Are you guys adventurous, risk-taking people, or why is it that you're doing this?
I don't know.
We
We're
don't know
not.
either. No, I'm just kidding.
We are not adventurer, risk takers. It's a huge gamble. It is a risk.
Yeah.
But it almost doesn't seem like that.
Yeah.
It seems like a surefire thing. I don't know why. I think the village of Saxtons River is just like so excited about it. No matter when we open, I think they're going to show up.
Yeah.
And we have like this huge like community of like people behind us that make it seem like we got this.
Right.
It's no problem.
Yeah.
We have contractor friends that just like show up every time we call. I don't know. It just seems like we have such great support that it doesn't seem like that big of a risk.
Yeah. I wasn't really thinking of it from the risk. I probably shouldn't have used that word so strongly. I was thinking more of it, it's like this adventure. Like you're doing something totally new that wasn't on your plan.
Yeah.
And so that is awesome. But a lot of people just would be like, yeah, that's maybe good for other people, but that's not really, we're not that type.
We didn't really seek this out.
Yeah.
It kind of fell into our lap, I guess you could say, and we just said, let's do it. This is our opportunity to give back to the community.
Yeah.
Get this place up and going, and it's felt good. It's a labor of love, they call it, and there's something about it. Just it just feels good. Like you're helping the town out. You're kind of getting things going again. So
Absolutely.
I think that's a big part of why we're doing it.
Great. Now, people that come here, what can they expect as an experience when you're staying here?
So when we do open, we're hoping to open with 7 guest rooms.
Okay.
And food and beverages.
So a restaurant.
A restaurant. We just interviewed a chef, which is really exciting. So we'll see. He's coming up with some menu ideas. yeah, we'll see. That's kind of the spot we're in right now, is hiring and building our team and hopefully the whole experience.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
And the big question, when are you opening?
Well, we don't have a firm date. I hope this summer. We're pulling for this summer.
Okay,
We don't want to go another
sure.
long winter without it open.
Right. Now, in terms of things that are remaining to get to opening, is there any like big holdup or
I don't think there's a big holdup. I think it's a lot of like licensing, inspections, kind of like the tedious stuff. Like we've been doing the fun renovation stuff, and now it's like the inspections start.
Yeah, we've really focused a lot of time on the building itself.
Yeah.
And fixing it up and getting it kind of where we want it. And now we're just diving into, I say we, Susan's diving into the business part of it.
Right.
Which is kind of where we're at
Right.
Right now. So like Susan said, hopefully soon. But it's life's busy as we all know, and I think we'll be there soon, and it'll be worth the wait.
Did you have any unexpected challenges that were unexpected?
Well, Cole is 8 months old now.
Yes.
Well, there's one.
When we bought the inn, Carter was he was almost a year old when we bought the inn, and then surprise came Cole in the middle of construction.
It was a blessing.
Yeah. He was a great surprise.
Yeah.
But definitely slowed us down a little bit in a great way.
Of course.
So that's definitely been an adventure in itself, raising 2 kids underfoot while you're building a new bar.
Yeah.
And then every project I was like, this will take us about a week.
Yeah.
And then a month later, my dad and Caleb are still ripping out like the kitchen floor or something, you know? So it's like everything just took maybe a little bit longer than I budgeted for.
Of course.
So.
Now, I know you said that you're going to be opening with 7 guest rooms, but I know that there's much more here. Can you tell me about ultimately what the vision is for what your full offering will be?
We hope to eventually open up all the guest rooms, which is there's 16 total.
Okay.
The 7 guest rooms that we hope to start with are kind of on the front of the house, so they have the balconies and kind of the bigger, nicer rooms, I guess you could say. So we're going to start with those 7 and then work our way down the hallways upstairs as we get going. All the rooms are actually in really good shape, and we're fortunate that the purchase came with the linens and the beds and the everything. So it's really just a matter of updating stuff.
Yeah.
So it shouldn't be a huge project, but you never know when you get into them. So
great.
Yeah, I mean they all are fully operational.
Yep.
So it is just like a facelift kind of in each room.
Okay.
It's not a major construction project like we've done downstairs.
And those front rooms are huge.
They're pretty good size.
They're really big. And they got this incredible view of Main Street.
Yeah.
They do, yeah. And all of them, I think except for 2 or 3, have bathrooms in the room.
Yeah.
I think there's 2 or 3 that they have their own bathroom, but it's across the hall. And those are on the back of the building. So.
Yeah.
And we obviously did the tour, and that back, the restaurant area is just fantastic. It's
Thank you.
With going out to the courtyard, it's really that's going to be really wonderful.
Thank you. Yeah, we're pretty proud of that room. My father-in-law, who's not sitting here next to me,
Hopefully we can catch him on camera
because
someday,
he's busy babysitting Carter while we do this. He's the man. We couldn't do it without him. He's very handy. And
my Uncle Jeff as well. They are
Jeff
like the
Shaw.
duo that this would be probably impossible without.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Yeah, for sure.
So very proud of the new bar. I think that will be a highlight of the opening.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Caleb and Susan, thank you so much. I'm glad I was persistent because this exceeded my expectations in terms of the tour that you gave and just you answering all my questions and the questions that I know that the community has.
Sure.
So really looking forward to seeing the opening and experiencing that.
We
Thank
do too.
you.
Thanks for the opportunity to do this with you. We appreciate it very much.
Absolutely.
And we look forward to seeing everybody when we do open.
My name is Ricky McGuckran, and you have been listening to Eager to Know, the podcast. If you haven't already, please go to Apple Podcasts and subscribe, rate, and review this podcast. Join me next week for another Eager to Know podcast.